Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel and welcome to another money making method / money making review on a method which has been around for quite a while now. So we're going to go and review necromancy rituals. Now for necromancy rituals, nearly about a year and a half now necromancy's been in the game, and on release rituals were great. They made such big profits. Making lesser necroplasm was upwards to about 25 to 30 mil per hour, and a lot of people cashed in and cashed in well. However, since people's demand for necromancy materials have gone down, and also more people have accessibility to do this as well, which has meant that necromancy rituals haven't been as good profits as they have been before. However, with different things coming to the game, the alteration necklace, some other updates as well, stuff is starting to go back up to where making necroplasm and some other rituals now can bring you in some decent GP per hour. And not only that as well, because it's rituals and we know how rituals go, it can be very AFK. Now, in terms of the setup, just your standard necromancy stuff, I have all the inks available because there's some where we're going to need powerful ghostly ink and some where we're just going to do the tier 60 setup. So all of the inks for candles, whether you want to use flaming skulls, ritual candles, or whatever you want to use, you can use. Ectoplasm, the underworld grimoire, need to get it 4, it's only 2. And then finally, a very, very important item, the alteration necklace. For 500k, this is going to transform your rituals, and what this is basically going to do, all the alteration glyphs which we're going to use is going to improve it by 20% during rituals. Not only that as well, if you are level 99 or 120 necromancy, the necromancy cape also has a massive effect where it allows you to have an additional glyph of your choosing. So I'm just going to go and get that out of storage. We'll withdraw it, we'll whack it on. And for me, we're going to use this to multiply, because multiply is going to be what we want to have for the best form of glyph. So multiply, what it does, as you can imagine, gives you a percentage chance to multiply your materials. The more multiplying we have on it, the better we're going to make GP. However, depending on your level, is going to depend on what kind of multiplying percent you are going to pull. So without further ado, let's go and teleport with our grimoire to the ritual site. So for the purpose of this video, what we're going to start with is the lesser necroplasm. So to do this, you're going to need some weak necroplasm, and we're going to go and set up the ritual site to be able to do this with as many multipliers as possible. So if we have a quick look at the wiki, so currently after tax, 6.5 mil profit per hour if you are able to do 90 rituals. However, if you go a little bit further down, you can actually see that this can be higher for different circumstances. So if you're level 60, you can still get 4 mil per hour with 4 multiplier 2s. Sometimes, and for a period of time, it was actually more GP per hour to use multiplier 1s, but that's now gone. Multiplier 2 is the better one. If you hit 103, however, and you have a tier 3 ritual site, you can make upwards of 11 mil per hour if you have 8 multiplier 3s, the alteration necklace, and the necromancy cape as well. So depending on what you've got unlocked, depending what you've got available, will sort of depend on how much GP you're going to make. But even if you did it at level 66 with 4 multiplier 2s, 4 mil per hour doing necromancy, where you're also going to like get a little bit of XP as well, is pretty decent. It's still a very valid AFK method. And also for a free-to-play account at level 5 to 20, 2 mil per hour is really nothing to be sniffed at. That is actually pretty decent. But also, greater necroplasm can sometimes be decent. It's currently 4 mil per hour, and again, this will depend on like your buffs and stuff as well. But even if you did it 103, 7 mil per hour, lesser is going to make you more money, which sometimes lesser and lower level stuff can actually do that as well. There's just so much more demand because people use it to actually make greater or candles or all that sort of stuff. The lesser necroplasm in a minute, depending on the level, is higher. And it's just because of ritual output. You can do more lesser necroplasm rituals per hour, and there's more GP in it, so you're generally just going to make some more GP. So as it currently stands, let's just use the level 66 for example, but I want to show you guys that the higher tier ones can really come in. Level 66 for greater necroplasm is 1.3 mil, and for lesser necroplasm is just under 4 mil. So that is the GP we're looking at as well. As you see, necroplasm really is making money, and especially once you've got the ability to whack on all the multiplier glyphs, you really are going to make quite a bit of money per hour. So the final ritual which we're going to go through in this video is the manifest ectoplasm. Now this is one which was added into the game a couple of months ago and does require tier 95 and the tier 3 ritual site. And basically with this, what you're going to be doing is converting 20 buckets of slime into ectoplasm. Now, for the base ectoplasm, you're going to get 55 per ritual, which is still pretty good. Ectoplasm normally goes between 1.8 to 2,000 coins. However, if you're able to use your multipliers, your necromancy cape, and all your other buffs as well, you can get quite a substantial amount of ectoplasm per ritual completed. So to show you what kind of ectoplasm you can expect if you're fully done with your multiplier glyphs, I'm going to do a quick ritual now where we're going to go through this, and I'm going to talk about a couple of things you need to do for this method. Now, this method can be quoted up to 9.5 mil to 11 mil profit per hour after you've taken away all the supplies for the inks and all the other stuff you need for necromancy rituals. Now, the thing is with this, you do need to collect buckets of slime, and buckets of slime can be a little bit of a problem material to collect. Now, if you've done the Mauritania diary, both 1, 2, 3, and 4, you do have the ability to teleport directly to the slime pit, which can be a really good way for you to collect your buckets, and the same with visiting Robin Hood every day, where he'll give you some bone meal and also some slime as well. Now, once you've gathered enough slime, again, I would make this a daily, because with the daily, it can be really good to sort of give you a decent stack of slime, build it up over time, and then once you've finally got 2,000 slime, then convert it into ectoplasm as well. It can also be a really good thing as well to sit on this slime until the point of time when ectoplasm does go up. Again, this year we've got some big PVM updates coming with the mascot and all the other bosses as well. And no doubt the price of ectoplasm will rise because people want to use necromancy. But this can be a really sort of like laid back way to do some necromancy as well. You will still get the random events. Currently, because I'm at 388, that's why I'm getting a couple of the high tier ones as well. And in terms of a ritual, it's actually quite a long ritual as well. Over a minute, 20 seconds for this ritual to be done. So it can be one which can be done AFK with something on the side as well, if you don't want to pay too much attention to the screen. But as you can see, pretty easy, and again, anything to do with rituals nowadays is still very chill, very easy, and is actually bringing in decent profit as well. The necroplasm sort of methods we mentioned earlier on, even if you're a free-to-play player, if you're a very low-level player, you can very much benefit from doing less necroplasm as soon as you can, to give yourself a little bit of GP to start with anyway. Especially for free-to-play, I've got a series coming where I'm going to start free-to-play and sort of earn towards a bond. And at the minute, there's no real better starter GP methods than what that necroplasm was. But going over these three methods as we wind into the end of this ritual, lesser necroplasm is by far the best out of the necroplasms currently. Yes, greater is more XP, but because of the time it's going to take for the rituals and the GP in greater necroplasm, lesser is better for you to do. Sometimes it's better to do the lesser multiply glyphs than it is to actually do the high tier ones. Again, use that wiki page. It breaks down the cost, it breaks down sort of the GP per hour you can make by having different glyphs available. And this bucket of slime one, it isn't a method you would go out your way to do in terms of a moneymaker. Use your Mauritania legs per day, and you can make a decent amount out of the buckets of slime you've racked up over time. As you can see, by that ritual being done, I've just got 213 ectoplasm from 20 buckets of slime. And the current price at the minute, 213 is going to come in at a decent rate, not that rate, 213. So that ritual, we've just made 400k just in pure ectoplasm as well. So that's why it can be very lucrative if you do have the collection of slime buckets. Definitely use those free teleports you've got from Mauritania legs. They will build up over time, and who knows, there may come a PVM update where ectoplasm decides to go up to 2.5, 3k, and you can actually make double that profit per ritual as well. So it's definitely coming at some point. Ectoplasm has been a bit too stable for too long. When these PVM updates are going to come, there's definitely going to be a pretty big spike. It's whether there's enough demand in the game to sort of cope with that. If there isn't, it could be a good chance to sort of jump in, cash out an ectoplasm, but in the meantime, stockpile those buckets of slime. However, that's going to be the end of this video. 3 very solid rituals for you guys to do and try out. Let me know if you're still doing rituals nowadays and what kind of rituals you do for profit. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, please make sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.